Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of the universe, this is Roster Watch. My name is Alex Dunlap. I'm joined by Cody Carpentier. And Cody, it's a big day. It's a big day because we have the NFL schedule release to consume here and just kind of talk it over. As we were talking about pre-show, we're not going to get to every game on the podcast here, and certainly not really looking too much at fantasy strength of schedule yet. We'll have our epic and award-winning strength of schedule tools probably up just after we get done with the mandatory portion of OTAs when veterans show up, and we just get a better idea of exactly where rosters are as far as personnel. Because as you guys know, we don't do strength of schedule based on opponent projected win totals or their win totals from last year or their fantasy points against from last year. We look at the new personnel, the new coaches in place, and the projections moving forward to do the fantasy strength of schedule. So this won't be as much about that. We'll certainly have shows about that coming in. This is just a kind of instant reaction to these schedules. Maybe we can look at some win totals and some betting lines and see if those have shifted at all. But I guess we'll just start out. Let's just go division by division real quick here, Cody, and go through AFC North. They draw this year. It looks like that they'll play the AFC East. So they'll of course play their own division. Okay. And then on top of that, they also drew the AFC East and the NFC North. On top of that, the three extra games, the Bengals got the Jaguars, the Broncos, and the Cardinals. The Browns got the Raiders, the 49ers, and the Titans. The Steelers got the Seahawks, the Chargers, and the Colts. And the Ravens got the Chiefs, the Texans, and the Rams. So I think that out of that group, as usual, man, what happens here is that these big-time quarterbacks, they get matched up with the other big-time quarterbacks. And so the Ravens, it looks like they're going to get the Chiefs. The same thing happened with the Bills, right? Their AFC West team is the Chiefs because people want to see Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. When I look at this division, the thing that kind of sticks out to me is mainly, I thought it was interesting. The one thing I saw is Steelers is week one. They're going to play the New York Jets. So lots of possible revenge there in that spot. We could have Aaron Rodgers revenge, 1 year revenge, certainly Justin Fields revenge. But
week two, DK Metcalf revenge for Pittsburgh.
DK Metcalf
at Seattle at home.
Yeah. But other than that, I think that the Bengals, one thing that stuck out to me with the Bengals is it looks like the Bengals, and this was something that Michael Lombardi talked about a whole lot, is about how Zach Taylor how he just feels like he's like, what do they do in training camp to where they always start out these seasons slow and really bad track record as far as getting off to a kind of slow start. Sorry, trying to navigate here to their actual schedule, but it looks like they get it first. So they're going to have to play. They have the Vikings. They have to go to at Broncos. They have Lions. They have Packers. Now it's a decent start, right? Browns, Jags, but then who knows how the Jags are going to be? I mean, the Jags could be better. I'll talk about kind of them here in a little while, but this stretch after the Browns, right? Maybe the Jags, but then Vikings, at Broncos for Monday Night Football, then the Lions, and then at Packers. That to me feels like a really tough stretch there after week one.
Baltimore's what caught my eye, and it wasn't like at the beginning. It was more at the end. It's that this team's going to be either extremely prepared for playoff football or they're going to be beat to hell by the time the playoffs get here. Because obviously in week 13, they got home games against Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, but then week 15, 16, 17, 18 is a pretty brutal stretch at Cincy, home against New England, at Green Bay, and at Pittsburgh. So 3 of 4 to end the season on the road. All 4 of those are going to be weather games: Pittsburgh, Green Bay, Cincy, at home in Baltimore. Then you got the Pittsburgh, Cincinnati games at home. Like, you're talking about weather all back into the schedule, no indoor games, and like black and blue football. against, Pittsburgh a couple times, Cincinnati a couple times. New England, honestly, man, New England is the number one team that caught my attention this whole thing. Have you seen their win total?
Okay, so the AFC East, they play the AFC North and the NFC South. Plus, they each play one team from the AFC West, one team from the NFC East, and one team from the AFC South. And out of those guys, the Patriots got the Raiders, the Giants on Monday Night Football, and the Titans. Whereas the Bills got the Chiefs, the Texans, and the Jets. The Dolphins, they got like the Chargers, the Commanders, and the Colts. The Jets got the Cowboys, the Jaguars, and the Broncos. It feels like to me that getting the Raiders and the Giants as two of yours there as the Patriots could be helpful. What is their win total?
What do you think it is?
I'm sure it's miserable. Is it 5.5?
No,
6.5?
no.
It's not 7. Is it 4.5?
7.5 at Bally's, 8.5 at MGM.
Oh,
8.5 at MGM. And I heard
I
this
was
this
thinking we might
morning.
be able to get some value on a 5.5 win total. They're really baking in that
No.
Drake May's going to be. Yeah.
Listen, I was listening to the radio this morning, and what's the casino down in Lake Charles?
Oh, there's two of them, but I can't think of the name. Lake Charles, Louisiana. It's
Golden Nugget.
No, I can't think of it. I can't
So
think of it.
so anyway, they had the guy on there. I can't remember his name. They had him on Houston radio this morning, and he came on there and he just kind of muttered under his breath. He's like, "Man, this Patriots win total, we had it at 8.5, and it was plus. I think he
There
said
is a golden nugget there.
it
I was thinking about LeBurge is the one that I was thinking of. But if you thought it's golden nugget, I didn't know that they had a golden nugget in Lake Charles, but they do.
So he said it was 8.5. I believe he said it was plus 160 for 8.5 to go over. He said it changed overnight to minus 120 over 8.5 for the Patriots. So people are hammering it.
Everybody noticed the same thing that I noticed, but that's too much of a reaction to it.
Look at the schedule. It's pretty not hard. Las Vegas at home, at Miami. That's a hot game. That's a historical hot game. Pittsburgh, Carolina, at Buffalo. That's going to be brutal. That's a Sunday Night Football game.
They get the Saints. I mean, they're going to get
Saints and Titans and Cleveland back to back to back. That's like the number 1, 2, and 3 picks next year potentially. Falcons at home, at Tampa in the October. The Jets on Thursday night. Cincy, the Giants. You get a late season bye. And then you got like the back end. You got Buffalo, Baltimore. This is like if Drake May hits and Mike Vrabel gets this thing dialed, like you ain't got to tell yourself too big of a story.
Well, I mean, my first note for the AFC East was like Vrabel got a super easy schedule, and he gets to go back to Tennessee week 7. Yeah. So all right, I'm not getting on board with over
8.5.
8.5
number.
minus 120. Get out of here. All right. AFC South. So they drew the NFC. This is interesting. Lot of travel. Lot of travel west for the AFC South. Because they got the NFC West and the AFC West. The Texans on top of that are going to be playing. The Texans got swindled with their extra kind of games here. They have the Bills on Thursday Night Football, the Ravens, and then the Bucks on Monday Night Football. That's tough, dude. The Titans got out of this. Their extra teams will be the Patriots, the Browns, and the Saints. The Jags will also get the Browns, and then they'll get the Bengals and the Jets. And then the Colts on top of their own conference, NFC West, AFC West, will get the Steelers, the Dolphins, and the Falcons in Berlin. When I first saw this, I was like, dude, the Jags are picking up two real, what I think are going to be, easy kind of stinker games here with the Browns and with the Jets. But I just do think that East Coast team, I don't know exactly how many times they're going to be traveling west, but they are playing. I wish I had their exact schedule.
3 times. So they're going to go. Jacksonville's going to go to San Fran in week 4, and then they're going to go to Las Vegas in week 9, and then they're going to go to Arizona in week 12, and then they're going to go to Denver in week 16. So 4 times they're going to travel to the at least to the Mountain Time Zone. They're also 4th in the NFL in miles traveled this year. 29,000 is the projection. They're 4th.
Well, who do you have the rest of them, or is that
so they're
what?
4th with 29,000. 3rd is Seattle with 31,000. The
Yeah.
Rams are in second with 34,000, and the Chargers with 37,000 is first.
Okay. Surprising. Yeah. Well, and some of these teams are adding on a lot of extra. Like teams are going to Dublin and stuff this year too. It's
Well,
wild.
that's Minnesota guy. I think kind of saved a little bit by that. They do have to travel to Dublin, but then I think they're at Dublin, London back to back.
Yeah. Okay. The what stood out to me. Do you know what the Jags win total is?
The Jacksonville Jaguars win total is 7.5 consensus. It's -120, -125, -110.
Don't you kind of like that?
I kind of like it, but I don't like the team. Just
I mean, we can chalk up to. I think we can chalk, dude. With Liam Cohen there, we can chalk up 2 wins versus the Browns and versus the Jets. Tell me they can't win 5.5 more games on their 6 more games on their schedule.
split with the Colts, Titans, Carolina week 1.
Titans twice.
I don't know about that. I'll split with the Titans. Carolina week 1. That gives them up to 5. Vegas. At Vegas, maybe.
Yes, they're gonna go over.
I don't think so.
Do you want to make a bet on it?
Yeah.
Write it down.
What's the number here? 7.5.
Yeah.
All right. 7.5.
Add it to the old book, man. Are you finally keeping a book of the bets this year?
I'm keeping a book right now.
Okay.
RosterWatch 2025 book. We're starting it fresh today because Alex does a poor job of tracking the last 10 years.
I think I've been running hot though. Yeah, but add that on. Make it for what? Just for one Jersey Mike's, or are we doing like a beef rib kind of thing?
Alex over 7.5 wins for the Jags.
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's.
Okay. Any other takeaways from the AFC South for you? What about the Texans? I mean, they have their 3 extra games are like they're no fun. Bills on Thursday, Ravens and Bucks.
Pretty limited as far as what they got. 1 prime time. They got a Sunday nighter at Kansas City late. Do they have 2 Monday nights? Seattle and Tampa.
Yeah. I mean, it's not ideal to draw the AFC West and the NFC West. I know you get the Raiders in there, but
so they got
those
Rams home, Jags home, Baltimore home, Seattle home. I mean, there's a lot of travel in the first 6 weeks.
What's their win total?
The Texans win total is set right now at 9.5, and it's plus money to go over.
What is the under? -160 or something?
I don't have the under available readily.
I think I don't know. Maybe I like the Jags and don't like the Texans as much this year.
All their big travel, though, is pretty much in the first 6 weeks. And then they hit that bye. They go to Seattle. And then everything else is pretty much centrally located. Home, Tennessee, home, Indy, Kansas City, home. Just like and then one.
What kind of pass rushes are they going to face with their first couple games? Is that offense? We try to figure out what to make of this offensive line.
One of the best defensive lines in football at the Rams, Tampa, and Vita Vea and Desmond. What's that? Desmond Watson.
Oh, from Florida,
the Florida kid.
Is he going to make the team? Is he going to make the team?
I don't know. He was a UDFA. I'm not sure if he'll make it or not.
We're talking about the 400-pounder from Florida. 400.
So I'm going to do exactly what Lance did this morning on the Houston radio. They were talking about the schedule. Lance Zerline, and some caller goes in and goes, "Are they going to be ready for Vita Vea and Desmond Watson, this big 400-pounder?" And Lance goes, He's not 400 pounds. He's 460.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He goes, do not discredit this guy for 60 pounds. He goes, if this guy was 400 pounds, he'd be a whole different football player.
As far as as far as the AFC West, we have they drew the AFC South and the NFC East, which I thought was cool. We get to see some cool games, cool matchups here with like the Chiefs and the Cowboys and the Eagles and stuff like that, right? As far as their extra games, the Broncos drew the Bengals on Monday Night Football, the Jets and the Packers. The Raiders got the Bears, the Browns, and the Patriots. The Chargers got the Dolphins, the Steelers on Sunday Night Football, and the Vikings on Thursday Night Football. And the Chiefs, of course, got swindled with the toughest games, the best ones from each division here in the NFC North, the AFC North, and the AFC East. They got, of course, the Lions on Sunday Night Football. They got the Ravens, and they got the Bills. So a little bit of a, Chiefs are always going to be playing in big time games. I'll bet what's their win total, 11.5 or something.
The Chiefs win total is 11.5, tied for the best with Buffalo, Philly, and Baltimore. Do you know they also are number one in primetime games with 7? Only one other team has 6, and then there's a group of teams that have 5.
They have, if you talk about it just between if you talk about it between primetime plus international plus holiday, it's 8.
Really?
Yeah. It's like it's a ton. It's nearly half of their schedule is some kind of weird thing where they're playing on Christmas, they're playing on Thanksgiving, they're playing one international game, and then of course they're playing all the Monday night, Sunday night, all the stuff.
Do you know who's number 2 in prime time? Because it's them, and then it's one team, and then
I'll bet you it's. I'm trying to think of who it was. Was it who was it, man? Was it the Commanders?
No, Commanders have 5, along with a group of other teams. The Cowgirls.
Cowboys, huh? Okay. I don't know. Like as far as this, for me, it's like Chiefs. It feels like they're probably gonna win 12 games, but I looked at the schedule. Man, this is a lot of moving around. It's a lot of kind of weird, a lot of games on Thursdays. A lot of weird stuff with, them playing island games. And I just looked at it. I'm like, man, they got no favors having their 3 little extras here in these divisions being the best one. Generally, you don't get the best team, the projected best team in each division of the ones that you're playing of these onesie games, all on your docket, and that's what the Chiefs got.
It's tough, man. It's tough. I mean, winning 12 games is tough. You look at Brady in his second half of his career was always 12, 12, 12, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 11, 12, 11, 11, 11, 12, 13, 8. Like, it's not like once you get up to that number, especially when you got a schedule like this, lots of primetime football, and even the teams that you are playing that are good, like Detroit, Washington, Houston, Dallas, you expected it. Primetime in Dallas, it's not going to be a cakewalk. Like there's other teams too that are like coming for your head, like Philly, the Chargers, Vegas. At the end of the year could be an interesting team. Vegas and Chiefs always play tough. I don't know if I like 11.5. 11's a good number for them.
Moving to the NFC here, we'll go to the North. So they get the AFC North and the NFC East, plus the Bears get the Saints, the 49ers on Sunday Night Football, and the Raiders. The Lions get the Bucks, the Chiefs, and the Rams. So again, that's not ideal for the Lions. The Packers get the Broncos, the Cardinals, and the Panthers, and the Vikings get the Falcons, the Seahawks, and the Chargers. I look at this and I think, okay, well, the Bears get the Saints and the Raiders. That's good, but I just don't like having to play I don't like playing the whole NFC North and the NFC East. Those are good divisions. I'd imagine their win total is sitting at if the Patriots are 8.5, theirs has to be 8.5.
The Bears, 8.5. Vikings, 8.5. Lions. Packers, 9.5.
Would it be that surprising to you if the Lions won 10 games this year?
No. No.
Whole new coordinators, whole new everything. They're gonna their extra games that they've gotten here.
Wait, are you trying to
Besides
say
having,
Bears? You just said Lions. Did you mean to say Bears or did you mean to say
I
Lions?
meant to say Lions.
To win 10 games?
Yeah,
Why would that
win
shock you, buddy?
to win only 10.
Oh, okay. I was like, to win 10. What do you mean?
Yeah, to win only 10 games, I should have said.
Um, no, that wouldn't. I mean, this is a brutal division. Like I was going to ask you, one of my questions was, this division, I think, is the tightest among all divisions in odds right now. Yes, this division, along with the NFC West, but this one's technically a little bit tighter. First through fourth, odds on FanDuel to win the division. You want to take a crack at it, or you want me just to read them?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you what it is. It'd be, it would go Lion. I think it goes Lions, Vikings, Packers, Bears.
Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears.
Okay.
Packers are plus 260. Vikings plus 430. Bears
Oh,
plus 500.
okay. I think that the value there is with the Vikings at plus 400. I mean, their extra games here: Falcons, Seahawks, Chargers. But like I said, it's just tough, man. They're gonna have to play three. Like you get the NFC East, so you're gonna get one what we project to be a gimme, and then three like substantial games, right? The NFC North is like I'm sorry, the AFC North is not it's no walk in the park outside of one game, and then the NFC North, it's like you just said, it's like every week's going to be tough. You got to
Yeah.
play each of those teams twice. So
What do you
I
make of this? Sorry.
sorry, what? I was going to say I like the Vikings plus 400, and then I think the Lions maybe under 10.5.
What do you make of this Vikings stretch right here? Week 4, because it's the only team in the football that has this, the double Europe trip. So they're going to go Europe, they're going to go Dublin, Pittsburgh, and then they're going to go London, Cleveland, and then they're going to come home and they got a bye. And then they got Philly at home, and then a short week to the Chargers.
Going
and then at
going to
Detroit.
going to the
Back-to-back road games.
ugh, golly, what
So
a
Dublin, London, bye, home, Philly, at Chargers, at Detroit.
that's a woolly few weeks there.
And then, you get to come home, but then you got Baltimore.
The NFC East, they get the AFC West plus the NFC North. The Cowboys here drawing the Cowboys. I mean, not looking too bad here. They get the Cardinals, the Panthers, and the Jets. The Giants get the Giants. They get the Patriots, the 49ers, and the Saints. The Eagles get the Bills, the Rams, and the Bucks. Of course, they get the toughest. And then the Commanders get the Dolphins, the Seahawks, and the Falcons. Those all seem manageable to me. What is the Commanders win total?
The Washington Commanders 9.5.
Now they're going to have to go through the NFC North too,
minus 120.
and the AFC West is 9.5.
Yeah, minus 120.
I think Jaden Daniels gets them to 10 wins. I like the Commanders. I think that, what are the Cowboys at? 8.5?
7.5 minus 130.
Oh, 7.5?
I kind of like that.
I like that too. Dude, they're gonna beat the Panthers and the Jets. We just gotta find 6 more wins on the schedule.
For Dallas.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Come on.
Dude, how about this game? So they'll have the Thanksgiving game against Kansas City at home. And then the week after that, we get that double Thursday. So Cowboys and Detroit, who generally always play Thanksgiving, of course. Then they get the double up. So the next Thursday, they play each other in Detroit. Jaden Blue versus Jahmyr Gibbs with Tashard Choice in the middle taking a picture. That's going to be a good one.
All right. NFC South, they get the AFC East and the NFC West. The Falcons, their extra games, they drew the Colts in Berlin, the Commanders, and the Vikings on Sunday Night Football. The Panthers drew the Jags, the Cowboys, and the Packers. The Saints drew the Giants, the Bears, and the Titans. So Saints got a couple easy games there. The problem is might not even be capable of winning easy games. What is the Saints win total? Is it like 3.5?
It should be like 1. Wow. 6.5 plus 150.
Okay, we'll take
So
the
the
under
bottom
there.
feeders right now is Browns, Giants, Jets, Titans at 5.5. Browns, Giants, Jets, Titans. And then 6.5 is Carolina, New Orleans, and Raiders. And New Orleans is big juice, plus 150. The other two teams are minus 110, minus 150.
Listen to the Bucks extra games. So they not only get to play, they not only have to play, I guess when you say you play in the AFC East, it's just generally you worry about the Bills. But
These Patriots, man.
I guess any of those teams, well, the 8-win Patriots, of course. The Bucks get the Eagles, the Lions, and the Texans as far as their extra games. Not necessarily the best.
Eagle. They got a tough stretch too. Week 4, Philly at home, at Seattle, all the way across the country, at Seattle, San Fran at home, at Detroit on Monday Night Football, at New Orleans, and then bye. Like, that's a pretty tough. I know New Orleans stinks, but as your third road game in 5 weeks after a pretty NFC gauntlet, that's a pretty tough schedule to open up.
For sure. All right. And finally, the NFC West, we have them drawing the AFC South and the NFC South, which to me feels appealing, right? Doesn't that feel appealing to play your own division and then to get the AFC South and the NFC South?
Yeah, those two divisions pretty much stink.
Yeah. As far as the extra games here, the Cardinals got the Cowboys on Monday Night Football, the Bengals and the Packers. So not too easy here, right? They're going to get an AFC North, an NFC North, and an NFC East opponent each. The Rams got the Lions, the Ravens, and the Eagles. So not the best there either. The 49ers get the Bears, the Giants, and the Browns. And then the Seahawks get the Vikings, the Steelers, and the Commanders. I think when I look at the 49ers, there's such a miserable year last year. Everything went to complete smithereens. Now they get a schedule where they face the AFC South, where they're going to get to play the Titans and the Anthony Richardson or whatever, Daniel Jones Colts. And then who knows
what worst teams in win totals.
What?
6 of the 10 worst teams in win totals. 6 of the 10 teams that have 7.5 or lower win totals, 6 of them are from the South divisions.
Cody, this looks like to me one of the ones that should have been reacted to the same way that the Patriots were reacted to overnight when people saw these schedules. Is it something where it's like it's been massively juiced up as far as the 49ers win total this season?
10.5.
10.5? They never make it easy.
This is Anthony Richardson. You're listening to RosterWatch.
This is AJ Brown, and you're listening to RosterWatch.
This is Josh Allen, and you're listening to RosterWatch.